Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Raine Plays. We're still in Oasis Springs, Bedrock Strait, but today we're doing Sandtrap Flat. These are Regina, Marcus, and Louis Fleig. I don't know. They were chosen with the dice. These are before. I've been in this house before. I mean, I've played in it. I know I've fixed it up. But this time, I just did a complete rebuild. I didn't care for Louis. He's another one. It's weird. If I were to play, I would create my own characters and give them their own, personalities that I can tolerate. But for these builds, I'm trying to stretch my imagination, if you will. So I'm giving them characteristics that I wouldn't normally choose. So when I'm done with the build and then I go through to try to get pictures, which again I couldn't do, I apologize. But he was just a real. He was a stinker. I didn't care for him. He's not getting along with her either. They're not married, and they're not exactly a couple. But he's really mean. I gave him. What did I give him? He's a vegan, a hothead, and a perfectionist. And she is a slob. Oh, I can't even read my own writing here. My eyes are really bad today. Oh, she's jealous, a jealous slob, and a goofball. So I guess those two types of personality traits would not get along too well anyway. But you guys already know, if you've been watching my videos, that I don't play these characters. I just create them so that I can build. I said I wouldn't do that, but I think I tried to do free build or something, and it still asked me to create someone. I don't remember. I don't quite remember. So I hope you guys aren't too upset that I keep creating characters. I don't know. So I gave him the smaller bedroom, smaller computer. I think she's cute. The first thing she did, well, when I do the after play, sometimes auto does. I know that sounds dumb, but I have it on pause, but then when I start recording, Fleig shows up and they just start doing things. And she was hungry, so she went to barbecue and started a fire. And he got all freaked out about it, and then he was angry for a long time. Whatever. But he seems more active than she is. Did I say whatever? I said whatever. Alright, I'm looking right at my sheet here. Don't say whatever. He's more active than she is, but I don't want to dwell too much on the characters. I like this neighborhood. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's pretty. When I was, for my senior trip, I went out west to visit my relatives on my dad's side, and one of my aunts lived in Lake Havasu, Arizona, and this kind of reminds me of that. Even the street, her house, well, her and my uncle's house, I'm sure it's built up now, but at the time there was a hotel and I think 2 or 3 houses, and theirs was one of them. And it was on a street that curved around like that. And they weren't too far from the Grand Canyon, because Lake Havasu, I think that river just dumps into that lake. It was so cold. It was a really cold lake. So I saw, those things. I was there in the spring as well. It's kind of pretty with the flowers in bloom and stuff, but then I had to go to Long Beach to see my other aunt and uncle. And again, I just wasn't impressed. I wanted to go. I've never been in the Pacific Ocean. I wanted to see the ocean. I wanted to go in the ocean. But they took me to Disneyland. And I didn't want to say anything because I was a guest. But it was just a very humdrum experience. It wasn't, I don't know. We drove all over. I know we went through Los Angeles because they had to take me back to Las Vegas to get my flight. I don't know why I didn't do LA, but I had to go to Vegas. So I was there too. And again, it was another one of those. The only two celebrities I saw, this is probably going to age me, but Cher was going into a club and Frank Sinatra was coming out of a club. Those are the only two celebrities I saw. But I don't know. I mean, it's not like the hype was all huge or anything, because I'm not a big one for TV or movies. I love Frank Sinatra's music, don't get me wrong, but other than seeing the Rocky Mountains, nothing about that part of our country. I'm just not interested. It did nothing for me at all. So, but I like this neighborhood. I think it's charming. I'm pretty sure this is the last house in the neighborhood, except for, I always forget his name. I want to call him Travis Scott, and it's not. He's got a weird name. Zach? No. Anyway, he's the land grab's disowned son. And I can't remember his name, but he lives in that trailer. I suppose I could fix it up for him. I don't know. I'll have to decide what I'm going to do with that. It's that or move on. I don't know. But not too much to say about the build. I think I did a little bit different this time. I gave him some fancy stuff and some wacky stuff. But part of the reason I wanted to do the rebuild was, as you could see from the beginning, it was so depressing. That was a very sad looking inside and outside house. So I wanted to keep those holes, but I couldn't figure out how to, I'm pretty sure EA had color around those holes, and I couldn't figure out how to do it, like trim or whatever. But I clicked 3 different things and nothing worked. So I gave up. I went with a red theme. I don't know what possessed me to do that. Probably the terracotta flooring. But I don't know that it matters all that much. But it's a little reminiscent of the house that my Aunt Anne lived in Arizona. Not too much, but a little bit. Certainly not the colors or the extravagant silliness going on everywhere, but it's a typical build for this area. And I know I said I didn't want to do that, so like I said, I just figured I'd give it a little pizzazz. I don't know. I'm worried, like I said before, I'm worried that I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's making me nervous, but I still enjoy doing it. I hope you guys like watching it. I don't know. Of course, nobody's watching them, but it doesn't matter. It's helping me. It's making me feel good. Yeah, they ate. Since she's a slob, I guess that gross green stuff is going to happen even more. I don't know. I don't think it's the worst thing I've done. Anyway, this is Christmas Eve here, so I probably won't be doing anything tomorrow, Christmas Day. I do the traditional it's a religious holiday for me and, you know, my extended family. So we decorate today, and then we do the 12 days of Christmas. So Christmas, from a religious standpoint, ends on January 6th, which is the Epiphany, and that's when we take down our decorations. We don't do the modern, what would you call it, merchant holiday. I mean, if it wasn't for Christ's birth, there would be no Christmas. So I don't understand why people who treat it like a religious holiday are shunned and looked down on and made fun of. I don't understand that at all. It's a sore point with me, even though I'm not all that religious anymore, but it just doesn't make any sense. It's not a merchant's holiday. It's a religious holiday. And if you don't like that, that's tough. That doesn't mean you can't celebrate it the way you do, but I don't think anybody has a right to say you have to put your lights up on Thanksgiving Day and take them down at 8 o'clock on December 25th. Because that's not true. That's not how it works. But that's just me. So we decorated, I put my lights up. I've got some fairy lights in both of my rooms. I decorated the bushes outside. We put up our tree this morning. And we're going to have fun for the next 12 days. We do little gift things every single day. It's fun. And at least we have a lot of recorded Christmas music because, again, you know, if you try to find something on TV or the radio, Christmas shuts down at 8 o'clock on Christmas Day. And then the next day it's just, you know, well, we'll wait for the next holiday to come. So lots of recorded Christmas music throughout the 12 days. And then on the 6th we take everything down and that's it. This upstairs, I was worried that I put those arches there because I want to try the seasons in Oasis Springs. They might get a little cold up there, but I thought it was cool. I liked it. I'm not upset with this build. That's odd because I mean, my colors are usually green and orange, gold, black. But I've noticed with my builds, this is the second pink and red thing that I've done that I really, really like. Actually, it's the third one, isn't it? I don't know. It's okay. I forgot to change out the colors out here, though. I forgot a lot of things. I didn't put a pillar up on that second floor to hold up the roof either. But oh well. Well, this was a 2-day thing for me, so I kind of got distracted and didn't really notice some things that were going on. But I think it was okay. The landscaping is starting to bug me because, again, I'm doing generic. I'm going with the area. So palm trees and agave plants and aloe and I don't know. I think it looks kind of decent. Yeah, see, so I took these pictures last night, and then this morning I did the walkthrough. Well, this afternoon. I liked it. I thought it came out okay. But that looks like it's about it. That's the end. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.